Hi, my name is Leonard De La Puerta. I'm a software engineer at StockTrack Enterprise.
Hi, I'm Jotrotan Hai, a graduate of PSSE. I'm currently a software engineer at StockTrack. So the challenge I faced the most was learning and experimenting with new things. Because in college, you get used to being guided by your professors on what to learn next or what to do. But after college, you're kind of left on your own. So that's the challenge I face the most.
Usually, after graduating, the challenges you'll face will be more about the, the job hunting process. But luckily, I didn't go through all the troubles since I got my job when I was in fourth year. So it was a part-time job, 24 hours a week, and it was mostly home-based. So after graduation, I was required to work at the office full-time. So in my first few weeks, I struggled a lot since I was new to an 8-hour shift. I was working all day, just sitting there and facing my laptop. So it got me back pains, and I always feels tired. And but now I think it's okay. It's just something that you'll get used to. Once in a while, just stand up, walk around in the office, and sometimes do some stretches.
My case, I guess, was kind of special or different because during our third year, a company provided us programming exams that assess our skills. So I scored high in that exam, and after that, they recruited me as a part-time software engineer. Right after I graduated, they hired me as a full-time software engineer. So it didn't take me long to find a job.
I got my job through a Facebook comment. It's not even a job posting, and at that time I was not really seeking a job. So it was a post by StockTrack that they will have a bootcamp for young professionals and students who would like to improve their skills in programming. So on that post, I commented something like, baw daw namin magtudlo ba? Something like that. Then after that, the HR contacted me if I really want to teach. So since it was a semestral break and I have nothing to do, I accepted the job. So my career at StockTrack started as a bootcamp mentor, and then after the bootcamp has ended, I started as a part-time software engineer, and now I work as full-time. So when it comes to the qualifications, I think the minimum requirement a company is looking in terms of skills in programming is you will need to know just the basic. I think as a fresh graduate, the company doesn't expect too much from you. So I think if you know the basics of programming, you have a high chance of getting accepted. And when it comes to your attitude, I think it's subjective to the person who interviews you.
So my current working environment is unrestricted. You can do a lot of things. You can play games, just as long as you do the tasks given to you. So it's very easy to cope with.
If you graduate software engineering from CPU, I think coping up with the working environment will be easy for you since SE has prepared you for it. There's soft dev where you have the experience to work for a real client and business, and I think all the processes in software development is also taught in software engineering and CPU. And the only thing you should worry is your relationship to your office mates or co-worker, since it will decide if you will enjoy or will affect your stay in your office. So I think if I could give some tips, the more friends you have in your office will be good, since if you have some problems or you're stuck with your code, you can go to them and ask them for help, especially those senior devs that has many years of experience. And also if you have friends, you'll enjoy, and you will not be bored in the office.
The technologies I've worked on are mostly using React.js for the front end, Hasura or GraphQL with Postgres on the back end, and currently the most challenging for me is the Phoenix framework, which uses Elixir language, so that's fairly new to me. So currently that's the most challenging.
I have worked with many technologies that I will limit my answer to those technologies that I am often using. So let's start with front end. Front end is React Native, HTML, and Android. So back end, Node.js with Express.js or Flutter.js, and then Elixir Phoenix for databases, MongoDB, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Firebase. For others, I use Git, and I've tried GraphQL. So I think the most challenging technology that I have worked on is Elixir Phoenix, since it was far from what I'm used to, which is JavaScript. So when I started using Elixir Phoenix, everything was so alien, and I don't know how it works. So it was used on my current job. So every day I'm slowly learning how it works, and I'm getting the hang of it.
The advice I'd give to my college self and to SE students now is to finish your programming projects, because you can use them for your portfolio when you're applying for jobs. So that's it.
The only thing that I can say is that you shouldn't stop learning. You should be hungry and thirsty for new things. You should not limit yourself on what you learn in school. Instead, learn other technology or languages as much as you can. Let's say JavaScript is taught to you at school, so you should learn Java or Python, like that, and then sometimes read articles online and know what's the current trend and what's the newest technology you can use. Because the more knowledge you have, or the more technologies you know, the versatile you are. You can work on more projects, and you will not be limited on the technologies that you have learned in school. So I think it will help you in the future. That's it.
I chose SE because of the freedom it gives me. So if I want to be technical, I can stick to data analytics and focus more on the back end. If I want to be expressive and creative, I can be a front-end developer. And there's a lot more roles in this field. So it also gives you the optimum work-life balance, in my opinion, because of the nature of the work. So that's why I chose SE.
Back in high school, I want to be a civil engineer and I want to enroll in CPU. So when I went to CPU for enrollment, while I was waiting for my turn to get a form from the information center, I realized that there are too many civil engineers, not only in CPU but in the whole Philippines. So it might be difficult to find some jobs since you have many competitors. So I was down to a software engineering and packaging engineering, since they say that it is only offered in CPU. So and it is also in demand. So I am down between those two. So and then after that I googled something. I googled the average salary of a software engineer and the average salary of a packaging engineer. So after Google returned some results, it made me decide on what course I should pursue.